us is Megan. Where's she at? Woo! All right. Megan! Woo!
You're a more normal height. Like never over here.
Hello everyone, my name's Megan. I'm going to be reading from my book that I'm writing. It's a memoir called Portrait of Chaos. I just want to write my story and share it with everyone so that way someone out there will know that they're not as alone in their journey that they're on. With a girlfriend I was dating at the time. She was one of my best friends in high school, and we both wanted and needed to get out of our hometown. It was a small town outside of Orlando, mainly orange groves and cow pastures when we were growing up. Moving to this new town was a journey we could have never prepared for. As far as support in Jacksonville, my dad lived in a nearby city about an hour away, which was at the time an attempt to amend the relationship between us. Outside of my father, we didn't know anyone. We moved here hoping for a fresh start. She and I spent a year and a half learning this new city. Little did I know it had only just begun seeing what Jacksonville was really about. When you move to a new city and only explore around you directly, you can miss out on some of the beauty surrounding you. Our relationship started out a bit out of high school. We were the friends that everyone said we should be together. As we moved here, we were just learning what adulthood would look like, let alone what we would want from a partner. Towards the end of our relationship, I suspected cheating was happening, which was later confirmed. I'll go through it. The night we broke up, I was having a conversation with a woman who I thought would be the last one I would ever love. I mean, seriously, I'm pretty sure I said that out loud to her. Pretty naive looking back. I can't even remember what that love looked like or felt like after 10 years. I erased so many memories from the sourness of the breakup. They're basically little photos of me during this time. Almost none with her in it. And let me put it this way, I love taking photos. I love being able to look back on a memory and relive it. It feels like years of memories were stripped away from me thinking of all the photos that I've deleted. The night of our breakup was what felt like a nightmare I just couldn't wake up from. The ones where you feel paralyzed and are glued to the bed no matter how many times you try to wake yourself. I knew it was coming. After all the arguing, how much time was spent away with other women, the sketchy shit she would pull with her phones. Yes, she had 2 phones. And stopped showing any type of affection towards each other closer to the end. I can remember packing up her things, deciding what I wanted to keep or what would become worthless to me because of the painful memories that would soon follow. The end of the night ended with her leaving and me what it felt like my attempt to run away. I left that night with more scars than I started with. I talk about this night in another chapter of my book as one of the hardest nights I survived. I was 21 and little did I know that this breakup would have later been the best thing that had happened to me. After we broke up and with some time for what I knew at the time was my version of healing, I had the opportunity to explore and truly experience life in a new way. I didn't date anyone for a year after the breakup in any capacity. I had a lot of work I needed to do by myself. I had put focus into my career full force. By doing this, I spent most of my time at work. I started working at a call center at a late night shift, getting off around 1 in the morning. I wasn't on a top performing team and I didn't do the best at sales, but I had drive. All it takes is for one person to believe and invest in you, as well as the faith I had that I was capable of being successful at this job, which later I referred to as a career. I had a manager that saw my potential and started working on different projects outside of my normal job responsibilities. I was later promoted into a lead position within a year where I took off running. I was 23 at the time when I was selected to do some business travel to Tucson, Arizona. We were training on a new site for a new department. I trained 3 consecutive training classes while I was there, and this was the absolute opportunity of a lifetime. And what a time I was able to put together a new version of myself, an independent one. I worked there for 6 months. We had our own hotel room, per diem, and the most beautiful view of the mountains. I had the time of my life at that age, was quite successful in my career. I worked with a very diverse group of people while traveling, learning a new culture, seeing new views, trying all different types of amazing foods. I became close to several of the people who were also traveling on other sites of the same project. I even hopped on Tinder trying to put myself out there after a year of being single with no sex. I met this woman off Tinder while I was there. I was very clear in my profile that I was traveling for work and was not looking for anything serious. She was kind, and I enjoyed spending time with her going on dates. She was the first person who really came out to me about their mental illness. She was bipolar, and it was the first introduction to the diagnosis at that time in my life. Looking back at how she would explain her thoughts and feelings to me, I feel for her and the pain she felt. While traveling, it was so nice to be taken out and to feel attraction between a woman again. We kept it short and to the point, nothing serious. It was the perfect segue into my sexual journey that awaited ahead. I was flying high. This is the time where I found myself learning that sexuality can be fluid. I was in Arizona for the first time, and I found myself questioning if I had feelings for a man. I had dated women since I was 14 years old. This was a tricky feeling to navigate at the time. All I knew was dating women, and here I was feeling a connection with a man. I was confused, and I can remember calling my mom to talk to her about it. I can remember feeling the feeling of almost coming out once again. I feel like I was betraying my lesbian identity. I can also tell you how it made me feel after I started bringing men home, which I only brought 2, but it was like my family was relieved I was dating men.